Losses off the lead to long faces. The Green and Gold's recent tough stretch of injury seems to be kicking the A's while they're down. But so far there is no panic inside the Athletics dugout. The A's know they have the talent to turn things around. Tonight, recently called up prize prospect Vin Mazzaro gets the ball in his first start of the 2010 season. He will look to get the A's going in the right direction. Can they handle their division rival from the Lone Star State? The A's take on Texas next. Well, Rajay Davis and the Athletics trying to slow down the red-hot Texas Rangers. And the gentleman who's going to get the baseball tonight, Vin Mazzaro. So his first start up from AAA. So we're hoping for good things from Mazzaro tonight as the A's try to even up this three-game series at a game apiece. The Texas Rangers and the Oakland A's coming up on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. You saw Vin Mazzaro, so he will make his first start. We saw him last year, Ray. He started out great, tailed off a little bit, and then had a little tendonitis in the shoulder at the end. So I'm excited to see Vin Mazzaro, to see if he's made any improvements from last year.
Well, let's hope he stays healthy because he has the quality pitches. If he is healthy, remember last spring, he was probably had better stuff, according to the scouts, than the big three, the new big three for the Athletics. But Vin Mazzaro had a great start against the Chicago White Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. He has a great sinking fastball, the slider, the curveball. He's got the quality pitches. The main thing for him is to stay healthy. And if he does, this could be a great addition to the A's pitching staff. And remember, it kind of looks like it did last year with Cahill back in a rotation and Vin Mazzaro. So we hope he does well. He's a good kid, as he says, from New Jersey. He wants to pitch well, stay in this rotation. Great start for him tonight.
Texas Rangers will send Bay Area native Scott Feldman to the mound. Feldman coming off a very good 2009 season. Stick around. We'll have lineups and first pitch. When we come back, it's the A's and the Rangers, Game 2 of this three-game series.
AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Corona. Relax and refresh this May 5th with an ice-cold Corona and lime, and keep the spirit of Cinco alive.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. We are just moments away from first pitch. The Oakland A's and the Texas Rangers. He's just getting set to take the field. Let's look at the game time weather for tonight. It's brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Admission is free and the boardwalk is open this weekend. 67 degrees, a very pleasant night, not a cloud in the sky. So we are good to go. Nice weather is returning to the Bay Area.
Well, isn't it? That should be a very nice weekend. It's a day game tomorrow, off day on Thursday, and then weekend of baseball. Should be outstanding. That man's happy. The New Jersey boy is on the West Coast, making his first start tonight.
Then Mazzaro takes them out. A's right behind him. And the A's need a win. They come in with a 13-14 record. The Rangers, on the other hand, are 14-12. So Mazzaro set to start his warm-up toss as umpires head for their spots. And let's take a look at the lineup tonight for the Texas Rangers. Elvis Andrus is the shortstop. Michael Young at third. Josh Hamilton in left. Vladimir Guerrero will DH tonight. Ian Kinsler at second. David Murphy in right. Justin Smoke, a home run last night. He'll be at first. Matt Trainer is the catcher. And the speedy Julio Borbon bats ninth and plays center field. A's look like this defensively. Patterson, Davis, and Sweeney in the outfield. Kuzminoff, Pennington, Rosales, Barton in the infield. Landon Powell will catch tonight. Vin Mazzaro will pitch.
Now, Vin Mazzaro, back-to-back years out of spring training, going to AAA. He did make 4 starts of his 5 games. Record of 1-1, but earned run average very impressive, 2.59 and 167 opponent's batting average with runners in scoring position. That's always special, but as we mentioned in the open, the key for Vin Mazzaro is to stay healthy, and he has a change of name. It's not Vin Mazzaro, it's Mazzaro. He informed everybody in spring training, so let's hope that is a good start for the good right-hander. His first start against the Rangers tonight.
Mazzaro, 23 years old. He was the 3rd-round pick of the Athletics in 2005. The Rangers are playing good baseball. They have won 4 in a row. They have won 6 out of their last 7.
Another tough night. Just the final put up on the board at Fenway as the Red Sox again defeated the Angels. So Ron Washington, manager of the Rangers, in first place in his 4th season as the manager of the Rangers. How about that? They've improved each season that he's been their manager. Says a lot about Wash and respect he has from his players and in the game of baseball.
Elvis Andrus, the young shortstop, steps in. Andrus got the night off last night. First pitch of the ball game is just a bit high. Andrus, Young, and Hamilton. Mazzaro throws a strike. Andrus hitting .277, no home runs and 9 runs batted in. He's done a nice job in that leadoff spot for a young player, getting on base a lot, walking a lot. Paul Schreiber is the home plate umpire tonight. The crew chief, Joe West, is at second base. Swing and a miss on a slider. Andrus strikes out to start the ball game.
3 good fastballs, 1 outside, 1 inside for strikes, and then a great slider to finish him off. Good location down and away. Landon Powell doing the catching tonight. Josh Donaldson back-to-back starts. Actually 3 in a row, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
So with 1 out, here's Michael Young. Michael Young had a 3-hit night last night.
Seemed like every ball hit very hard. Think about Michael Young when he is healthy, and he has played with some injuries and played through them. But a healthy Michael Young is an excellent hitter, and in fact, probably factor in 200 hits before the season's over.
1-2 the count to Young. Rangers are 7-6 on the road, 7-6 at home for their 14-12 record. They have a game-and-a-half lead over the A's in the AL West. Oh, is that Michael Young right there? That's a pretty good pitch, and he just reached out, hit it maybe off the end of the bat a little bit, but a line drive, base hit to right field.
That's the debut of Vin Mazzaro last year. Vin Mazzaro tonight. This is against the White Sox. 10-pitch at bat to Scott Podsednik, who singled, stole second. And then he picked him off second, but here's a nice double play turn by the Athletics. But Vin Mazzaro, a great slider, sinker slider, 5 innings of shutout baseball. Started the season, Major League season with 12+, and very happy as he picked up a win in his Major League debut.
Ended up with 17 starts last year for the Athletics. His final start was August 29th, and then the shoulder tendonitis put him on the shelf for the rest of the year. Swing and a miss, 0-2. But I would imagine a major learning experience last year for Mazzaro. 0-2 pitch, and Hamilton fouls it back. Vladimir Guerrero is in the on-deck circle. Josh Hamilton starting to heat up.
Bob Rose is on the microphone again.
Look out.
Just telling us something about Michael Young's hit that he just got.
Well, it was hit number 1,692. I believe that ties him for second on the Rangers all-time hit list. Hamilton bounces one. Barton handles a tough hop. Throws to Pennington. Back to first. Not in time. So Hamilton's aboard on the fielder's choice for 2 outs.
Great play by Derek Barton at first base, and just to catch the ball because it was kind of a funny hop. Had to backhand it, go back, and then quick throw to Pennington, back to first base, and Derek Barton thought he got him, and he's right. He's exactly right. Missed by Rob Drake. That's why Derek Barton with a nice stretch getting Josh Hamilton, and his foot was in the air, and boy, how can you miss that?
Guerrero hits one high, fouled on the right field line. Drops near the bullpen. Terrific performance last night by that man, Rich Harden. 9 strikeouts in 7 shutout innings. Amazing. He came into that start with 23 walks, 22 strikeouts. Didn't walk anybody.
Well, we kind of speculated last night that he felt very comfortable pitching here at the Coliseum, where he had talked in the past about how much he likes pitching here, and that's exactly what he said post-game after a very successful outing last night. 7 innings and 3 more strikes last night probably than he had in previous starts.
Guerrero pops it up. Powell and Barton come together. Landon Powell has it, side retired. So bottom of the first coming up. No score, A's and the Rangers. First, let's take a look at their lineup. Cliff Pennington's going to lead it off, and then it'll be Barton, Sweeney, Kuzmanov, Chavez, Rosales, Patterson, Powell, and Davis. Cliff Pennington steps in against Scott Feldman. Pennington, the switch hitter, hitting .272 with 3 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Pennington was 1 for 4 last night. He had a single. He also struck out 3 times.
A lot of movement from Scott Feldman, and Cliff Pennington, of course, aware of that. Had a chance to face him last year in the second half of the season.
So that good sinker right there.
Yeah, he will run it away from the left-handers. Of course, a cutter-type slider inside to lefties.
2-2. Strike 3 called, and Pennington knew it. Defense for the Rangers. Hamilton, Bourbon, Murphy in the outfield. Young, Andrus, Kinsler, Smoke in the infield. Matt Trainer again behind the plate. Scott Feldman.
6th start for the right-hander this year. 17-game winner last year. First win that many since Kenny Rogers won 18. Not a lot of 17-plus game winners in the Texas organization in their career, but Feldman last year a very good season. 31 starts, 17 wins, and he keeps the ball down. He is very tough. Once he elevated the ball, started to get hit, especially with the home runs, but if he keeps it down, especially with the movement, he's going to get a lot of ground ball outs.
Hit hard, and that's a base hit for Derek Barton.
Well, let's check out the keys to the game brought to you by Toyota, and we'll welcome back. We have already welcomed back Vin Mazzaro as he had a good first inning. Rock recent Rangers road ERA. They've been good. The starters have been outstanding, and hey, enjoy the game. How about that?
And we will.
We always do. It's baseball. How can you not enjoy the game?
We would enjoy a win.
Of course. Well, for the first time since the opener, the A's run to 500.
Yep.
Lost the opener, and then, of course, got on a nice winning streak, but they were 13-13 entering play last night, and now dropped to 13-14. Meanwhile, the Rangers, the only plus 500 in the American League West.
A's are 9-6 at home, 4-8 on the road. Struggling as of late. They've lost 6 of their last 7. Sweeney, 284 the average. No home runs and 11 runs batted in for Ryan. Hits one to right field and hits it well. Murphy going back. Near the wall. It is gone. Hit the top of the scoreboard, and that's all you need to do. First home run of the year for Sweeney.
Take your time. Enjoy the game. How about that? Ryan Sweeney, a breaking ball. Maybe off speed, but he left it up. We talked about Scott Feldman who gets the ball up. This can happen. Ryan Sweeney, big swing. Last year, usually off-speed pitches. He got on front and pulled. Of course, a great opposite field hitter. This one, Murphy waiting for it to come back. It did, but it hit the top of the line. So the home run, Kuzmanov last night, and Ryan Sweeney has one in his column. Derek Barton got his first in Toronto. That's a great swing, and this young man is strong and powerfully built, and you could see with a swing like that, he's capable of going 15-20 easily, but right now just using the whole field. That one, he got out in front, and there was no doubter.
There's a shot left center field. Kuzmanov has a base hit. He'll make the big turn and stop there. 3 straight hits for the A's.
Well, Kuz just swung at a pitch out of the strike zone, and then Feldman came back, tried to go inside and left it towards the middle of the plate. Belt high, and that preload setup. Kevin Kuzmanoff last night jumped on a Francisco breaking ball for his second home run. I said, nice swing last night. He says, I just need to do it a little more. Kuz more of a line drive hitter. That one just last night happened to get elevated to get into the seats. He's talking about home runs now. He's got to play there, Chavez. He said, I just need to hit a home run. I said, look how little you've played. You know, take the hits. The home runs will come. Of course, home runs that he had hit throughout his career, and seeing that 0 in the column, he's thinking about it. They will come as long as he stays healthy and stays in the lineup.
Chavez has 229 career home runs. The last one he hit, though, was June 17th of 2008. That was at Arizona. He did it off Brandon Webb. One and one. The broken bat. Smoke gets the out at second base. So Chavez is aboard on the fielder's choice. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And Adam Rosales will hit.
96, second baseman, number 7, Adam Rosales.
Rosales was 0 for 4 last night, but still hitting .304. Had a real nice stretch. Rosales hitting in the 6th spot for the A's. Last night the A's had just 6 hits total in the game. They have 3 here in the first inning.
Took them with an out in the 6th inning to finally get a hit.
Yeah. Breaking pitch outside.
Rich Harden, boy, you can say he likes pitching at the Coliseum. A lot of guys do, and they start thinking about a lot of foul territory in the pitcher's park, and especially a cool night game, which what the A's and Rangers played in last night.
That breaking pitch spins in for a strike to even up the count at 1-1. Talk a lot about Rosales, the fact that he's hit so well, but he has not made an error at second base. Really done a terrific job all around.
As I mentioned, Rich Harden last night, what a game, especially with the number of walks he had almost 1 per inning coming into last night's game. But he had the pitches, the changeup, and the fastball working very effectively. That's what the A's saw many times when he pitched for the A's in the green and gold.
Talent was never the question. Durability was, and still is, for Rich Harden. When he's on, he's as good as anybody.
Well, coming right at Adam Rosales, able to get out of the way, but it did foul off the lower part of the bat. Fortunately, not off his body.
Two and two now to Rosales. 22 pitches in the first inning for Feldman. Looks like Rosales maybe has something in his eye as he steps out.
It's kind of tough to get it out with batting gloves and pine tar on the tips. You stick your finger in it, you're going to get more than just a little speck in your eye.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A couple of strikeouts for Feldman, but damage done thanks to Ryan Sweeney, his first home run of the year. So we've played one at the Coliseum. 2-0 Athletics. 2-run homer just over the out-of-town scoreboard in right field. Front row. Ian Kinsler, David Murphy, Justin Smoke against Mazzaro. Drops a slider into Kinsler. Kinsler had a couple of hits last night. 2 for 4 with a double. Trying to get back into the groove. His 5th game back from the disabled list.
Played well last night, both sides, swinging the bat as well as some very fine defensive plays.
Pennington to his left. Throws out Kinsler. So 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. Time now for a Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray question. We're going to get her done. Tim from Modesto, who makes the decision who gets called up from Sacramento?
Not us.
Nope.
Well, you know what usually happens, and I know Bob Guerin has indicated, of course, A's general manager Billy Beane, big factor in that, as well as David Forrest, assistant GM, and manager Bob Guerin, pitching coach Kurt Young in the event of a pitcher, but a lot of it, see Stephen Tollison option back to AAA, but most of it comes from the recommendation of the manager in AAA. In the case of Tony DeFrancesco, they will call, and of course they keep tabs on the pitchers and how well they're doing, but the position players, and as far as the pitchers, they'll call and say who's hot, who's not, who's pitching well, who's swinging the bat well. So it's more than just the guys at the major league level. Since Sacramento's so close, a little phone call to Tony D. Maybe even somebody would drive up and look at the pitchers.
Sure.
There's a lot that goes into it, but you know the demands, what you need. He's now with extra pitcher, just because of Justin Duksha not able to make the start tonight. He was not placed on the disabled list, so that's why Tollinson, the position player, was sent down.
So the A's with 3 bench players: Gross, Donaldson, and Fox. Foul back by David Murphy.
But I think there's no doubt Vin Mazzaro had a leg up on candidates just because he was in the big leagues last year. Same with Trevor Cahill coming off the DL, and so not surprising that both of these guys are back in the big leagues and very capable of spending a lot of time here at the major league level.
And his last start was Thursday night, so it drops into place as far as 4 days rest. That makes a little bit of difference as well.
Saw Justin Duksha, he had an MRI on his hip, his left hip, and we'll see if he's going to be able to make his next start, which would be Tuesday in Texas.
Well, we hope he can go. Keep our fingers crossed on the Duke.
10th pitch to Murphy.
And Murphy says, I want to spend a little more time in the batter's box as he calls timeout.
Well, the 2-seam fastball.
Got him swinging. May have been out of the strike zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, a great at bat like that, you foul out 4 tough pitches and then you swing one out of the strike zone. We saw him last night. Similar pitch was called a strike by home plate umpire Angel Hernandez last night as he came in as a pinch hitter. So Mazzaro, 10 pitch at bat, but he gets a strikeout. His second of the game.
2 outs for Justin Smoke. Smoke, a switch hitter. Hit a home run last night. It was his first home run right-handed. The home run he hit left-handed was against Gavin Floyd. This one popped up center of the diamond. Pennington, he's got it, and a very good inning for Vin Mazzaro. 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. Bottom of the 2nd coming up. Eric Patterson's going to lead it off.
it's all just for just $50. This special deal is available for every Friday game, including fireworks nights and games against the Red Sox, Giants, and more, but only as supplies last. Get more information and order online at oaklandathletics.com. See, Friday fireworks, which means this Friday, the A's first fireworks of the season.
Eric Patterson leading it off. He'll be followed by Landon Powell and Rajai Davis, the bottom three in the A's order. Ryan Sweeney, a two-run homer in the first.
Guess who said Ryan Sweeney was going to hit a home run?
You.
Jim Scanlon, the A's hitting coach. He said,
listen to Ski.
I know he's going to hit a home run. Thought it was great talking to Jim Scanlon. There's the excellent hitting coach of the Athletics. And see where he sits down towards the end of the dugout. A little bit of a different angle looking at his hitters. But talking about Adam Rosales, the game he had against Sean Markham on Sunday in Toronto. And Adam said to Jim Scanlon, there's the angle that Ski has. But he said, listen, you told me what to expect from Sean Markham. And he said, I took that approach into the game, and I had a good game. And thanks to you. And you know, that's a credit to Adam Rosales, giving credit where credit is due, because Jim Scanlon, excellent in preparation and preparing for the guys, telling them what to expect from the pitchers.
Patterson into the corner, and watch him run. Hits the bag at second, and he's going to stop there as Murphy was able to get it in quickly. So leadoff double for Eric Patterson.
Well, he got the count in his favor, and again, Feldman tried to go inside with a two-seamer and bring it back, but he's leaving those in the middle of the plate. Down in the corner, you might be thinking three, but the ball carries back two. Murphy in right field hits the bottom below the pad, which is concrete, and carrying back hard too, David Murphy, and played it well.
Third double of the year for Speedy Patterson. And here's Landon Powell. And the outside corner strike. Powell is 1 for 9 so far this year.
And asking home plate umpire Paul Schreiber about the pitch, but you know, Feldman was a tough guy to try to pull the ball to the right side, so just take the huge hole on the left side. Once again, shortstop for the Rangers playing up the middle, the left-handed hitter. Michael Young at third, Elvis Andrus at short. A huge hole between third and short. And there it is. Take an outside sinker and just shoot it into that gap, and should be able to score Patterson easily from second.
Upman in. So you'd rather see, with all that in play that you just said, you'd rather see a guy maybe not worry quite so much about trying to hit the ball to the right side.
I think you take what you're given.
Yeah.
In this case, they're giving you that hole, and if they're going to pitch you away with the two-seam fastball sinking away, it's more difficult to roll over on the outside pitch than to just go that direction.
It's going to be Patterson getting in a rundown here. Andrus playing right where Ray said he was, and the ball was hit right to him, and Patterson is out. So a base running mistake by Eric Patterson. .656 on the scoring.
Well, once it went over the head of Feldman, I would think Patterson thought that's going to be a ball to center field, but it's a matter of knowing the positioning of the infielders, and he should have known. And I would have to think that he did know that Elvis Andrus was shadowing him, and to look over to see where Ian Kinsler was playing. And I mean, that was positioning perfectly by Andrus to be able to, in this case, get the lead runner. There's no way Landon Powell, even with a rundown of Patterson, that Powell was going to be able to make the second base. Just does not have the speed.
Rajai Davis steps in. Raj hitting .240 with a homer and 10 runs batted in. One for 3 last night with a double. He got the first hit of the game off Rich Harden, that double down the left field line. And he's got a base hit to left field. Like Feldman hung a curveball up there, and Rajai Davis with a base hit.
That Rajay's really staying back a lot better now than he was in the early part of the season, and as a result able to hit the off-speed pitches, especially a hanging curveball that he just got from Scott Philman. There it is, and Rajay enough back and the pitch up enough. You see the foot plant in the front foot, and then the back, able to hammer it to left field. He's looking, putting his fingers in his eyes and saying, I got Landon Powell seconds. I got to watch him to make sure if he's going to score or not on a base hit.
Pennington struck out looking in his first at bat. Curve drops in first strike. Pennington still leading this team in RBIs. And he's got a shot here. He's got 16. Kuzmanov has 15. Sweeney now has 13. Sharks fan is smiling.
Well, that's
and I think he has reason to smile.
That's a great night out. He gets to enjoy the game, and he gets to listen to the Sharks play.
Well, I think we're going to have good results from the Sharks game.
That's exciting for the Bay Area to have a team. It's been a little bit of a drought for a team to have success in postseason, even to get to postseason.
They just scored in overtime, Ray, and won in Detroit 4-3. They have a 3-0 lead in that series over the Red Wings. So go Sharkies. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Second time Pennington has been caught looking. 2 outs for Derek Barton.
Now, the first time he went inside, this time Trainer goes outside and nails it on the corner. And we don't have Tommy Cam tonight, so we can't really tell where that pitch was for sure. But according to Paul Schreiber, it was a good one.
So Barton has to try to come through. He's trying to do everything they can to get a run home. Base running mistake by Patterson has cost them. Curve stays outside. A's have 5 hits in the game. Feldman's going to get a visit. Does not look sharp tonight. The guy who gets in a groove, got the good sinker. That looked right so far in this game.
Well, there's no doubt the report on him is make him get it up. He has a good sinker working, which we've seen already a few times, but when he elevates the pitches, as he did to Ryan Sweeney, he can get in trouble.
Barton singled and scored in the first. He scored on Sweeney's home run, his base hit to right field. Barton's been struggling as of late. 4 for 29 after that. 4 for his last 29 before that base hit in the first. So, as you see so often with hitters, streaks come and go. It's amazing when you announce for a team, Ray, see every game, you're with guys, and the streaks that guys go through, very noticeable because, you know, we sit here and see every game. Guy will be hot for 2 weeks, struggle for 2 weeks, and every hitter goes through.
Well, one thing Derek Barton said, he said they need to start falling. And he said, you keep making contact, you're going to play every day, they will start. Tonight is a good start for him. It's an 0-2 fastball for a base hit, and now has to count 3-0 in his favor.
When you talk about Jim Scanlon, I mean, think about a major league hitting coach where as soon as one guy gets hot, another guy goes into a slump. There's always a couple guys that you got to kind of walk them through it. 3-0 pitch is in for a strike.
Cito Gaston, a great hitting coach when he was coaching, and now, of course, the manager of the Blue Jays, he said they have two pitching coaches basically, with pitching coach Kurt Young, another pitching coach basically, bullpen coach Ron Romanek. He said, why not have two hitting coaches? So there's enough work.
Got 13 hitters, right? So Barton walks, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Right fielder.
It's the first walk issued by Feldman. And here's Sweeney.
Now we're just to see Ryan Sweeney's patting an opposite field hit.
Well, we welcome all those Sharks fans and sports fans across the Bay Area who are watching the Sharks overtime win in Detroit. Ray Fosse, Glenn Kuiper here at the Coliseum. A's with a 2-0 lead over Texas. They're looking for more. They have the bases loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
And we welcome them to watch this game in HD, high definition. And Ryan Sweeney is already homered tonight, his first of this young season. Game number 28 for the A's, running with a couple of days off.
Strike in the inside corner to even the count at 1-1. This is what Sweeney did in the first inning.
You were watching the Sharks score in overtime. This is what you missed. A 2-run home run just over and just under the Xfinity sign and just over the yellow line.
Up the middle. Andrus can't get it into center field. 2 runs are going to score. Sweeney comes through again. Nothing Athletics.
But we talk about taking what is given to you. Ryan Sweeney was given a high changeup and hit a 2-run home run. This time he's given a hanging breaking ball that he didn't try to pull it because it was outside. Elvis Andrus, this is a ball that I'm sure Ron Washington would say, right here, dive for the ball, young man. Dive for it, and it saves a run. You may not get it out, but by him not diving for it, it enabled 2 runs to score and also for Derek Barton to hustle to third base. One thing an infield coach or infielders would say, get dirty.
Kuzmanov goes right up the middle just like Sweeney. 2-out RBI hit, and it's 5-0 as Derek Barton trots home.
Nothing better than 2-out run-scoring hits. And Kevin Kuzmanov, second hit, did not waste any time as he got a fastball up the middle. So, a couple of hits up the middle. Look at that setup by Kuzmanov, and then just goes forward with the strong bat. So, 5-run support in the first 2 innings for Vin Mazzaro in his first start tonight.
Sharks win tonight 4-3. Game 4 Thursday in Detroit. Our coverage right here on Comcast Sportsnet California will start at 4 o'clock. And the Sharks will go for the series win. So they win on Thursday. They go to the Western Conference Finals.
And Stanley Cup after that?
Yep. Good. Win 4 series, you get the cup. Over the mound, Andrus will get this one, but he drops it and then picks it up, just gets to the bag in time. Side retired. A's, a great inning. They score 3 times. They get 4 hits and a walk. 5-0 after 2. By Cash Creek's Splash of Cash with hundreds of prizes every day until July 5th. Visit cashcreek.com for details. A's with an early 5-0 lead. Top of the third inning. Met Trainer, Julio Bourbon, Elvis Andrus for Vin Mazzaro. Couple of strikeouts for Mazzaro. He's given up one hit. Always nice when you get called up, making your first start of the season, and your team gets you 5 runs in the first 2 innings.
Don't change a thing. Just keep pitching like the old 0-0 game. This is Texas Rangers Ball Club as we talk in Rangers Ballpark at Arlington, the toughest 27 ounce next to Fenway Park to get. It's a very good hitting Rangers club, and it is early.
3-0 pitch in there for a strike. And now 3-2. Foul back. He's got the doubleheader going. Sharks win early, and hopefully the A's win late. And this Trainer with the leadoff walk. His first walk issued by Mazzaro.
In the ninth position, center fielder, number 29, Julio Bourbon.
So here's Julio Bourbon, left-handed hitter. Saw Bourbon at the end of last year and did a nice job.
Got a chance to play quite a bit. As a matter of fact, took some games that Hank Blaylock did not play yet.
Bourbon is one of the Rangers' top prospects, and kind of won the job last year with his late season performance.
In fact, we were kind of happy to see him play last year in Texas instead of Hank Blaylock.
Yeah, Blaylock always tough in the end.
Came back here and he played, and Hank Blaylock hit a lot of home runs,
Yep.
which he is capable of doing. That is one big bat not on the Rangers lineup and on the roster this year.
And Hank Blaylock is not in the big leagues. Can you believe that?
I know it is hard to believe.
He's with the Rays, I believe. Broken bat. Barton ranging far to his right makes a nice play to get the lead runner.
I told Derek Barton, when you receive your first Gold Glove, you're going to really appreciate the beauty of the individual award. And he is playing some outstanding Gold Glove first base, ranging to his right, backhand the ball to slow hit ball. Might have been a tougher play for Rosales. No chance for double play, not even a throw by Cliff Pennington. Got to know when to hold him.
Yep.
You know, the old song is true. And that time, Cliff Pennington did not try to make the throw to the moving target, Vin Mazzaro.
Slider low. Andrus struck out swinging in the first inning. Elvis Andrus is just 21 years old, and he has a full season in the big leagues under his belt. 267 last year with 6 homers, 40 runs batted in, 33 stolen bases.
Many thought because he was an everyday player, position player, he would win the Rookie of the Year. But instead, the voters, and we're all happy they did vote for Andrew Bailey.
The walk, so a couple of walks in this inning by Mazzaro.
You get to part of the batting order where you start walking guys, and that's where you can get hurt. So you get a visit from Kurt Young. And I think a lot of times, I don't care if you're a veteran, a young player. Obviously, a veteran, you might have had more experience in these situations. But when you get a big lead early in the game, you start thinking, well, let me just get through the innings.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
And that's when it's so important for a catcher. And Kurt Young also saying, just pitch your normal game. Make sure breaking pitches in. I mean, look what he did in the first 2 innings. Struck out a couple of batters using all of his pitches. Now he's come out this inning throwing predominantly fastballs and started to miss with them.
Now batting, number 10, Michael Young.
And now you face Michael Young. All-time hit leaders for the Texas Rangers. Young is now tied with Palmeiro for second.
That's what Bob Rose was telling us.
Yes.
Okay.
So he will catch Ivan Rodriguez at some point this year if he stays healthy. Slider, and he waves at that one. So Young, 4 for 6 now in this series. Hamilton in the on-deck circle, so got to be careful here. And it's 0-2.
You see Michael Young's setup. He's off the plate. Of course, you think you can pitch him outside, but he has great extension, as he showed in the first inning. And flailed at a breaking ball the first pitched in this at bat, then a fastball inside. Look where he's set up. That far off the plate. You pitch him inside, though, he stays inside the ball, and that's when he can shoot it to right field. It's a great shot from our overhead camera. And Marty.
Pretty good 0-2 pitch, just a shade off the plate.
I guess Marty over here is our Tommy Cam tonight, right?
Yep.
This ball didn't come back very much and stayed a four-seamer to the outside part of the plate. There it is, the high home shot from Marty.
Young hanging in there. Very good 2-strike hitter. Great speed on the bases. Bourbon at second. Andrus at first. They can both fly. Young, did he go? Yes, he did, says Rob Drake. Slider that was way out of the strike zone, and Michael Young chased it.
Well, we got a good shot for the low first shot. Yeah, he went too far, and he brought it back and then looked to first baseman Rob Drake, but the bat went too far forward. And heard on your screen the new hitting coach of the Texas Rangers, Rudy Jaramillo, going to the Chicago Cubs. Good slider to a tough hitter.
One more guy to get here in the third. It's Josh Hamilton. Slider down and into Hamilton, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. A couple of hits and an RBI last night for Hamilton. Hamilton starting to get things going after a bit of a slow start. A couple of weeks ago he was hitting about 205, but now his average up at 276 right now. A 3-0. Vladimir Guerrero in the on-deck circle.
Bad Vlad is not who you want to come up with the bases loaded, because with his strike zone, or whatever you want to call it, if you call it nose to toes a strike zone, but he will swing it a lot of different pitches.
That
So
pitch
a chance.
high,
Not even close. 3 walks. So we will see what Vladimir Guerrero does.
I'd be surprised if he walks.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't swing at the first one, regardless of where it is, because he's got to figure Mazzaro's going to be throwing fastballs, considering he's walked through in this inning, and a lot of hustling down to the A's bullpen.
scurrying around, as they like to say. Well, I shouldn't say scurrying around. There's a little bit of movement. First pitch to Guerrero. And he drives one to left center. This baby is gone. Grand slam, Guerrero. And he swung at the first pitch.
That's right. That's why you never want him to come up. You've got patient guys in front of him, but Vladimir Guerrero is not patient, and you see why he shouldn't be. And that quickly, the A's, a lot of excitement, a 5-0 lead. And with 3 walks and 1 swing of the bat of Vladimir Guerrero, too much to the plate. He had to bounce it. If you're going to throw him a first pitch fastball, throw him anything but close to the plate.
So just like that, 5-4. Career home run number 410 for Vladimir Guerrero. So the walks, deadly in this inning. Kinsler grounded out in the second inning, grounded out to short. He got a big swing. It's a little pop up.
Well, we saw the hurrying and scurrying in the bullpen, and it is Craig Breslow. And that's seems to get earlier and earlier for
Breslow. Yeah, that one rolled foul.
He's back to 2 lefties of the bullpen with Brad Kilby sent in yesterday. So Jerry Blevins and Breslow.
One and 2 to Kinsler. Swings and misses at the slider. So Vladimir Guerrero does the damage. A grand slam here in the top of the third. Bottom of the third coming up. 5-4 A's.
Coliseum for the season's first fireworks show is brought to you by Xfinity. The theme of this fireworks show, we mentioned last night, and we'll tell you once again, it's one-hit wonders. Don't miss the fun. Get tickets online at oaklandathletics.com or call 877-493-BALL.
Looking forward to it.
All the music played and choreographed during the show will be sent to the notable and famous musical artists in the past whose careers have been defined by a single song.
Okay.
So when you start hearing the fireworks, and then you can do the Macarena.
The ultimate one.
That's one of them right there. Some fireworks there. What a shot. Yeah.
2-2 now to Adam Rosales. Just like that, we got a ball game, 5-4, thanks to that guy, Vladimir Guerrero. I just called him that guy. I did it with some anger, but very close, but just off the plate. So it's 3-2. Rosales struck out swinging in the first inning.
And Mazzaro gave up just 1 home run in 24 1/3 innings in AAA.
Drive to left. Hamilton is there, and he makes the catch. So Rosales with a line drive out. Legendary performance tonight brought to you by Nation's Giant Hamburgers. It's one-hit wonder. The late Corey Lytle one-hits the Texas Rangers. 9 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts. He did it 90 pitches. It was July 19th, 2002. With the throwback unis on. You've got a giant appetite. It's got to be Nation's. I remember that game.
Absolutely.
He had a great run.
Yeah. We'd like to remember some Nation's hamburgers, too.
They're not listening to you, right? I could go for one right now. Yeah. I know that. Something with the double variety. Patterson pops it up. Remember, it was one of our games in Toronto, Ray. We had the definition of a shutdown inning. Well, we hope it doesn't happen here, but this is the kind of inning, if you're a pitcher, well, you really want to have a shutdown inning after your team gets you back in the game. And Feldman has got the first 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, one guy we know is listening tonight, probably is hoping for his grandson to get exactly that. That is John Wynn, who's the grandfather of Scott Feldman. Happy 84th birthday.
Happy birthday
to John Wynn. That's W-Y-N-N, not John Wayne, but John Wynn. Of course, Burlingame High School for Scott Feldman, the Peninsula. So, John Wynn, happy birthday from your grandson, Scott Feldman.
Indeed. Feldman, Burlingame High School, College of San Mateo.
So you know he's hoping for the grandson to have a shutdown.
Yes, he is.
Might be the only one watching, or at least A's fans, that is, but shutdown inning is very important.
There's some more info on Feldman. I lived 2 blocks from Burlingame High School for about 10 years. And it's a lovely little town. Very nice. Three and 1 to Landon Powell. And there's the walk. Second walk issued by Feldman.
Derek Barton had a huge walk last inning. That's Mike Maddox, the pitching coach. Derek Barton walking to load the bases before Ryan Sweeney came through with 2-run batted in, and then Kevin Kuzman off. So walks are important even with 2 outs. We'll see if the A's can make something out of this inning with a couple of outs. A's scoring the 3 runs last inning after 2 outs were recorded.
Outside to Rajay Davis.
You know what happens in a game like this when one team scores 5, next thing the other team scores 4. The manager starts saying, let's go to the bullpen. We're not going to wait around. It's shut down by somebody.
Yeah.
That's why we saw Craig Breslow up for the A's at the top of the inning.
So you're saying they're looking at their starter going, he doesn't have it tonight.
Well, and
we want to keep this game close.
Yeah, the old saying goes that your offense, how much can they keep putting up on the board for you? And if you keep giving them up, you load the bases for that guy in the middle.
That guy. Off the end of the bat, Andrus will flip it to Kinsler, side retired. So the A's do not score in the bottom of the 3rd, top of the 4th, coming up 5-4 Athletics. 5-4, top of the fourth inning. Check it out, Vin Mazzaro. This is last season in the big leagues. What pitches he threw and what counts. Fastball is basically when he's thrown the most. So we'll keep an eye on that. Slider. Red for sliders on there. And he does have a very good slider.
What does it say when he has a 5-0 lead?
With the bases loaded.
What percentage of sliders does he throw to fastballs?
Well, I wish this year there would be one more slider on there and one less fastball.
You know, you prefer to see a breaking ball in the dirt, maybe a wild pitch to score a run. Maybe he'd have swung at it. You know, you never know. He's going to swing at anything and everything for sure.
Murphy, Smoke, and Trainer here in the fourth, and Mazzaro falls behind 3-0 to David Murphy. And I don't think Bob Guerin's going to wait around a whole long time here. And as I say that, here he comes. Well, he's either going to make a change or he's going to chew him out a little bit.
Well, Breslow has been back up again.
So a leadoff walk, and Mazzaro is done for the night. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up your oil change, Tune Up, and Smog experts. 5-4 A's, top of the fourth.
Express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Well, disappointing performance by Vin Mazzaro.
Number 12.
62 pitches, 3+ innings, the 4 walks. That was the killer for Mazzaro. And he gave up the grand slam to Guerrero. So Craig Breslow takes over and he faces Justin Smoke. As we mentioned earlier, Smoke is a switch hitter, so he swings around to hit from the right side. 12th appearance for Breslow, and this is game number 28 for the Athletics. (2-0). Last night, the A's pitching staff did not walk anybody. Popped up. Powell's going to come back, and he's going to have just enough room, and he reaches up and makes the catch. That's the first out here in the fourth.
That's a pretty good record. First 3 innings, 2 pop-ups to the catcher. You don't see it that often.
Number 15.
Ball spinning back towards the playing field, just enough in the very short distance between home plate and diamond level. Shorter distance than the home plate to the pitcher's mound.
So here's Trainer. there's a strike right there to Trainer.
Well, Vin Mazzaro in his first start against the White Sox, in which he defeated them, guess how many walks he had? 4. He didn't score.
Well, he picked the guy off. That helped.
Yeah, good sending. Well, he got the base hit, though. That was
right. Speaking of pickoffs, and that'll do it for Murphy.
That's your first move and a great pickoff move by Frank Breslow. When we talk about Derek Barton, his throwing, watch this move by Derek Barton. First move there, but Derek Barton right over the top. Remember, he has fracture in the middle finger in his right hand, his throwing hand, but a perfect four-seam throw to Cliff Pennington. Right over the top. He loves to throw, and you can see why. That play, you see some first basemen that cannot make that throw to second base.
Yeah.
Sometimes on the 3-6-3 double player, the 3-6 throw at all. But Derek Barton is outstanding when it comes to that. Former catcher, and right there, that's a perfect four-seam, no movement, but a lot on it, and a perfect throw for the putout. Goes down as an assist, caught stealing in the statistics for a catcher, but
plenty of room for Sweeney in right field. Side retired. Bottom of the 4th coming up. The A's will have the top of the order. They lead 5-4. In the AL Rookie of the Year voting, who is the only Texas Rangers player to win the Rookie of the Year award.
wow.
Huh. Rookie of the Year award.
Sierra won it? Ruben?
Grinding here.
Yeah. I think Jeff Burrows won a home run.
Yeah.
Championship. Pete Incavilla. That's a name out of the past.
I got a name too, and I don't know that he won Rookie of the Year, but I remember him having a pretty good rookie season. Mike Hargrove. Remember he came up with the Rangers and he had a good rookie year and he ended up with the Indians a little bit of time after that. That's
human rain delay.
That's just taking a flyer. Although the Rangers have had some pretty good players since Mike Hargrove.
Fudge came up, but that was midway in that.
Was it?
He's very good throwing, but
3-2 pitches high, and Pennington is aboard. So a good start for the A's here in the bottom of the 4th. Walk number 3 by Feldman.
Scott Feldman reprieving this game, down 5-0 in the first 2, but one swing of the bat by his new teammate Vladimir Guerrero made it a 1-run game. 71 pitches as we are in the 4th inning.
Derek Barton's had a good night, and that good night continues. He rifles one into the right field corner. Pennington digging around third. They're waving him home. Kinsler's throw to the plate is not in time. Barton to third. He's in there. 6-4 A's.
Give him a triple. Derek Barton taking this first pitch, fastball, mislocation by Scott Feldman, and Derek Barton turning on it. Ball came back to David Murphy, slowed down a little bit, but Mike Gallego does it again. Run hard, boys, because you may be sent home, and that's exactly what Mike Gallego's doing. But Cliff Pennington, the speed, gets in scoring standing up, and the A's with another run on the board. So 2 walks have scored. Feldman has walked 3, 2 have scored, and of course, you know what's happened with the Rangers walks.
Sweeney takes up and in.
That's a triple with a play going to the plate. I would think that would have been a double.
Yeah,
but take it.
It's the first triple of the year for Barton.
Well, have a great night, Ryan Sweeney. You got 4 runs batted in, your first 2 at bats, home run and a 2-run single. And running third now, nobody out.
Line drive, center field. Bourbon coming in. It drops in front of him. Barton races home the score. 7-4 A's.
Let's listen now. Bob Rose on the in-house is going to make an announcement. And it is a career high. 5 runs batted in. He tied his career high by driving in 4, and that was against the Rangers last year. So for the infield back, the infield in and the outfield back, Ryan Sweeney, 3rd hit of the night, his 5th running batted in tonight, a new career high, and nice going Rhino. Also for Derek Barton, as remember what he said? We're going to start dropping in. Need to have to start dropping in. Well, tonight they've dropped in for he and Ryan Sweeney. As Derek Barton showing it defensively and coming through tonight with a couple of hits and a walk. It's good buddy Ryan Sweeney with 3 hits.
So the A's have scored twice here in the bottom of the 4th to take a 7-4 lead. And here's Kuzminov. A's have 9 hits in the game. The Rangers have 2.
But a big one.
But a big one.
Kuzminov with 2 hits tonight and a run batted in.
Barton, Sweeney, and Kuzminov 7 for 7 with a walk. How about that? Swing there to Kuzminov.
Slider off Frank Francisco. Kevin Kuzminov. It's a curveball, but regardless of an off-speed pitch, and he hammered it left field. That made it a 4-2 game in the 9th inning. He's would bring the tying run to the plate. That's Mr. Francisco.
There's a base hit for Kuzminov. He's 3 for 3. Still nobody out. A walk, a triple, a single, and another single here in the 4th inning.
Kevin Kuzma, look at the back, the
Number 3.
very strong, quick swing from a fastball inside, and Kuz is starting to heat up.
And so is the Rangers bullpen. Chavez popped it up. Michael Young has room. And that's out number 1. So Eric Chavez now 0 for 3, and that'll bring up Adam Rosales. Right-hander Doug Mathis starts. The next pitch for Scott Feldman will be number 80. Feldman looked like he may have settled down in the 3rd inning when gave up a 2-out walk to Landon Powell, but that was it. And in big trouble again here in the 4th. Salas checks this one.
It's called a strike.
Three walks and 3 strikeouts for Scott Feldman. Rangers shade Rosales toward right center field. They're shallow in the outfield. This one high, right center, fairly deep. Bourbon goes back. He's got it. Sweeney will tag and go to 3rd, so the A's will have 1st and 3rd, 2 outs here in the 4th. And Eric Patterson will stroll to the plate.
Now batting, left fielder, number 1, Eric.
Well, the important thing for the A's, and they've done it in this half inning, that's to add on what was once a 5-0 lead, became a 1-run lead, and then to add a couple of more. A 7-4 lead now, but just in the 4th inning.
Patterson a double in the 2nd, pop out to 3rd in the 3rd. So 1 for 2. Breaking pitch drops in for a strike.
Scott Feldman matched his last performance against the A's last September, gave up 7 runs. Last year made 4 starts, won the first 2. Lost the next 2, and remember what the one in Texas? Brett Tomko's 100th win, complete game. That was his last time he pitched. Yep. On the DL, surgery, and back in the A's organization, rehabbing, and wish him well.
Towards center field, Bourbon in a couple steps. He's got it side retired. The A's score twice on 3 hits. We head to the 5th. 7-4 Athletics. Last season, Elvis Andrus finished second to Andrew Bailey in AL Rookie of the Year voting, who's the only Texas Rangers player to win the Rookie of the Year award. I took a shot.
Yeah, you were right. Yeah.
I have no idea how I actually remembered that, since I was 11 years old in 1974. But Mike Hargrove. Mike Hargrove. Julio Bourbon, the 9th place hitter for the Rangers. Be followed by Andrus and Young. 7-4. The A's with the lead. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 more in the fourth for the Athletics. Oh-2 pitch up and out of the strike zone, and Bourbon chased it.
Time now for the Home Depot doing more on defense. How about last night's Ryan Sweeney's defense? Watch that second gear, he picked it up, and as he approached the line, and then this one, a slide in the foul territory and a pop-up by Ryan Sweeney. So he's talking about his defense tonight. It just seems as if he's going after the ball, he can kick it in that extra gear, get some extra speed and get to the ball. But tonight, he is the offensive star so far.
Andrus, the bunt, and it would do it much better than that. Breslow just tried to flip it with his glove, but he was not going to get Andrus. Push bunt executed extremely well by Elvis Andrus.
Yeah, the left-handed pitcher falling a little bit towards the third base side. And recovering quickly was Breslow, but a perfect bunt right on the grass inside.
Now batting,
see,
number 10.
Breslow should have picked the ball up and thrown and hit Andrus in the back, and maybe we've got an interference because he was inside the line just a little bit, not a lot, but don't have to be in that much.
Third hit for Texas. Michael Wirtz gets up. It's good to see Michael back in the bullpen for the A's. And Michael Young, the hitter, 1 for 2, base hit in the first, and a strikeout in the third. Two and 0. And now 3-0 to Michael Young. A couple years ago, the Rangers signed Michael Young to a very long contract through 2013. So 3 more years after this one. Young is 33 years old. He'll be 34 in October.
He's not lost a step.
Nope.
The way he does, he can stay in a game a long time. But Elvis Andrus is at first with outstanding bunt, but credit Michael Young for agreeing to make the move to third base to allow the 20-year-old last year to take over at shortstop and almost win the Rookie of the Year. Michael Young second to short to third.
That's right.
He's played them all to accommodate a few people.
Good swing there on 3-1. He fouls it back. So a full count, 1 out. Hamilton waits in the on-deck circle. Andrus not running. And may have been ball 4, but Young was not going to take a chance. He fouls it away. Another 3-2, driven, right center field. Sweeney on the run, Sweeney on the run. He caught it! Andrus touched second base. He's got to get back to first. Sensational play by Ryan Sweeney.
Well, there was not a lot of that ball slicing back towards Ryan Sweeney. He just got on that extra speed and took off. Great angle going after the ball, then reached up, brought it in. Andrus, who had thought about going to third, figured it was going to be easy. Ryan Sweeney had to stop himself. What a tremendous play. And he was doing exactly what you're supposed to. Retrace your steps, touch the bag. But Ryan Sweeney, well, we might give him the Home Depot again.
Oh, and he's got 5 RBIs, too. I don't know if you remembered that or not.
Well, what a great play. And watch the ball, the long stretch, long strides. What a great combination to go after the ball. So he has made 2 great defensive plays last night, driven in 5 tonight. And oh, by the way, might as well throw in a great defensive play tonight as well.
Josh Hamilton steps in. A walk and a fielder's choice for Hamilton. He goes after the first pitch.
So when Michael Young got back to the dugout, he sat next to Ian Kinsler and he said, wait a minute, wasn't that the guy that robbed you last year? Kinsler said, you're exactly right.
Killing my power numbers.
And look, there they are. They're talking about it. And neither one will send Ryan Sweeney a Christmas card. He doesn't mind it.
Yeah.
They just keep making great defensive plays. But tell what, talk about the difference in the minor leagues and the big leagues. It's usually the defense. Great defensive plays. That's at least a double, maybe a triple to run batted in most cases. But defense got it.
Just off the plate, 2-1.
I don't know how I got it.
I didn't think he was going to get it
I
either.
think he said the ball found his glove. But might as well stick the glove out, reach as far as you can.
Andrus is running. The throw is up the line, so Andrus with a stolen base.
That's the first move, and this time no throw to first base. Landon Powell, one of the quickest releases in baseball as far as the catcher's release.
The count is 2-2. Big out to get with Guerrero in the on-deck circle. Hamilton just taps it foul.
That big out in the on-deck circle might be Michael Wirtz's first appearance, first batter faced in 2010.
He's been down there a while, so he's ready to go. Another foul ball by Hamilton.
And as great as Michael Wirtz was last year, striking out 101 batters, got to be saying, let me start the 6th inning facing bad Vlad, nobody on base. That'd be the best case scenario.
Off the plate, 3-2. Good battle here, Breslow and Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton very good about this, where he starts and watches the ball pass the plate out of the strike zone. Not offer at the slider from Craig Breslow.
Payoff pitch, and that's outside. He walked it, so it is going to be Guerrero. Walk number 5 issued by A's pitchers tonight. And Ray, you are correct, sir. It's going to be Wirtz against Guerrero with 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog expert.
these fans, and I'm sure Buck got to park at the Coliseum tonight free. Next Chevy free parking is Tuesday on May the 18th against the Seattle Mariners. Show your Chevy car keys on the night of the game at the Ace Box office and receive a field level game ticket for only $20, a savings of $6. Tickets are also available online at oaklandathletics.com or call 877-493-BALL.
First pitch slider to Vladimir Guerrero. He swings and misses.
Well, Michael Wirtz right out of bed, right off the DL. First pitch dive bombing slider. I said, and I apologize, it was 102 strikeouts for Michael Wirtz, not 101.
Well, it's only the 5th inning, but a key moment in this game. Guerrero hit a grand slam in the 3rd. Andrus at second, Hamilton at first. A line drive, that's a base hit to left field. Andrus being waved home. He will score. So 7-5. Guerrero comes through again. It looked like a slider that really didn't do much.
Yeah, it's a hanger, and I guess it's fortunate that Bad Vlad got on top of this one instead of getting under it, because if he had gotten under it, it might have been a tie game. Ball that was hit so hard it just to the left of Patterson, but still almost got by. So it's Sweeney with 5 runs batted in, and now Guerrero with 5.
And 18 on the year now for Guerrero. Here's Kinsler. That's a good slider there. Drops in first strike.
That Speedy oil change, pitching change. You say that a lot tonight.
I'm going to tape it to my forehead. So you're saying, as an advertiser, Speedy is getting their money's worth tonight.
I always think anybody that sponsors the pitching change will get a lot of mentions.
Yes, smart move.
Because you look at the lack of complete games in baseball. I think Bob Guerin and Kurt Young will be using the bullpen. This is a game with 5-0 lead, 5-4, 7-4, now 7-5. Use everybody that's available.
Pennington has it. He'll go the short route side. Retired a run for the Rangers. Bottom of the 5th coming up. The A's 7, Texas 5. Going into the Baseball Hall of Fame was Ernie Harwell. And unfortunately, the baseball world lost Ernie Harwell today. He passed away at the age of 92. Talk about a class guy. That would be Ernie Harwell.
Yeah. Well, so many great games broadcast by the great Ernie Harwell, and there's no doubt in Detroit a lot of sad people, although last year Ernie was diagnosed with a incurable cancer. I can't remember exactly what it was, but what a great man. Great broadcaster, and was a poet, some great writings, and his voice throughout Detroit area, Michigan, none better.
Yep. Voice of the Tigers for 42 years. Started with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1948. New York Giants from 50 to 53. He actually called Bobby Thompson's home run.
Yeah.
Orioles for a while, and then the Tigers starting in 1960.
And I think it was Bo Schembechler who took over and removed him.
Not a good move. Not a good move by Bo Schembechler. But you mentioned him being a poet. Let's listen to part of his speech when he went into the Hall of Fame.
Baseball, just a game, as simple as a ball and bat, and yet as complex as the American spirit it symbolizes. It's a sport, a business, sometimes almost even religion. Why, the fairy tale of Willie Mays making a brilliant World Series catch and then dashing off to play stickball in the streets with his teenage pals. That's baseball. And so is the Husky voice of a doomed Blue Jays.
Well, I can listen to that voice for a long time. So we will miss Ernie Harwell. The great one passed away today at the age of 92. Here's some more of that poem.
Foul territory, Detroit wins. Lolich is being mobbed at home plate. The Detroit Tigers came back and have won it over the defending world champion St. Louis Cardinals.
Top of the sixth, 7-5. A's over the Rangers. Murphy on the ground. Rosales takes care of that. One out here in the top of the sixth. Well, fans come in all shapes and sizes, folks. Sometimes they dig deep
Number
for
12,
the outfit to wear to the
Justin
ballpark.
Smoke.
Oh, it fits him well.
And this guy,
And, you know, Friday night is fireworks night. It's one-hit wonder. We're looking at a one-hit wonder right now.
oh, he can dance, though. That's a new move.
Yeah. Oh, I hope he takes part.
Sometimes you worry about that guy, and then other times you worry about the guy that's with him. Because I hold the guy that's with him responsible, because you have to say, buddy, you cannot wear that in the ballpark.
Well, it's okay for the guy in the outfit because
Can't see him. Exactly.
It's like the mascots. Nobody knows who they are.
Now, this gentleman who's now being told that we're talking about him on the air, I mean, he's okay with that outfit, his buddy. There's a shot base hit by Justin Smoke in the right field. But you know what, Ray, in the big picture, as long as they're having a good time at the ballpark,
Now batting,
that's all that matters.
number 15,
And he did arrive tonight. If he drove, he did get free parking.
They're sitting just down past the A's bullpen down the left field line. So when Casey Chavez, the bullpen catcher, glances to his right, he sees that outfit. Works first pitch to Matt Trainer is a strike. Trainer will be followed by Julio Bourbon. Get the feeling this is just going to be one of those games that grinds right to the end.
Thought maybe Michael Wirtz might get in the game last night. It was Monday. He last pitched on Friday. Rehab assignment. I guess you could say a little bit of a less stress, although he's a veteran, so he knows how to handle these stressful situations, and especially coming in tonight to face Vladimir Guerrero with a couple of runners on, knowing that he'd already hit a grand slam when he did come in the game. 2 more on.
Now there's the good slider, and Trainer strikes out. Well, that's the one we saw an awful lot last year.
Well, he said he needed about 6 rehab assignments, and he came back just in time. That patented slider that, of course, acts like a split finger fastball. 102 strikeouts. Started in Anaheim, opening series, and had Howie Kendrick going back to the dugout saying, "What is that? Look at that ball."
That's right.
They said he doesn't throw a splitter, but boy, that ball sure acts like one.
Just a bit inside to Julio Bourbon, who's 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 3rd inning. Center field, Davis going back. Should get there, he does. He's got it side retired. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Barton, Sweetie, Kuzmanov. They have not made it out tonight, those 3. Now for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Coors Light Freeze Can is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. A 7, Rangers 5, bottom of the 6th inning. Scott Feldman had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the bottom of the 5th. That was his first 3-up, 3-down inning. He's actually retired 6 in a row, but he's been knocked around a little bit tonight. The A's with 10 hits in the game. But he's back out there, 91 pitches. So the 3 guys that are hitting in this inning, Barton, Sweeney, and Kuzminov, are 8 for 8 with a walk. How about that?
Well, it says, though, a lot about Ron Washington sticking with the starter. He's got a lot of trust in his starters. They pitched well for him and very easy after 5 runs in the first 2 innings. 17-game winner last year. Ron Washington got to see a lot of what he's capable of doing. And I'm sure grandfather John Wynn happy to see his grandson continue to pitch. As Brad Ziegler gets loose to pitch the 7th for the A's.
Barton reaches for that one. Opposite to left where Hamilton makes the play. So Barton retired for the first time tonight. He's now 3 for 4. That'll bring Ryan Sweeney. Huge night for Sweeney.
Right fielder.
He is filling up the score sheet, as they like to say.
4th at bat, just in the 6th inning, and
see the little dots, little white dots. Those are RBIs, folks, and he's got 5 of them tonight. Five tonight, 16 now on the season. So Sweeney behind in the count 0-2. Ziegler is in the A's bullpen. The Rangers bullpen is quiet. Two. The Rays and the Mariners are at it up in Seattle. Rays with a 3-1 lead in the 7th inning. Again toward Hamilton in left field. And that's the second out. So Kuzminov comes in.
Now landing, third baseman, number 5, Kevin Kuzminov.
Dick Callahan's getting into the Kuzminov announcing his name.
Why not? He's 3 for 3 tonight.
That's right. He's averaged up to 279, so it's risen 22 points tonight with 3 hits.
Well, Feldman is going to get Barton, Sweeney, and Kuzminov here in the 6th 3-up, 3-down inning. Feldman has retired 9 in a row. 7th inning coming up, 7-5 A's. Seventh inning from the Coliseum on a beautiful night for baseball. A's hanging on to a 7-5 lead. And they will bring in their fourth pitcher of the night, Brad Ziegler. And the bunt attempt, another good bunt by Andrus, and Kuzminov and Ziegler going to run into each other, and Andrus is going to have his second bunt hit. I think it would have been a difficult play for Kuzminov to get Andrus, even if they do not collide.
He actually hesitated, did Andrus, before he squared around. You almost have to play halfway to home plate, 30 feet from home plate. Ziegler with the drop down through a slider. Hey, down the Speedy.
Hey, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up, your oil change, tune up, and smog experts. So now you get to that dangerous part of the lineup again. Michael Young. After him, Hamilton, and then Guerrero. Andrus, pretty good lead at first. May not necessarily be a stolen base situation, but he does have very good speed. Swing and a miss. Good sinker by Ziegler.
And Ziegler likes to go that two-seam fastball inside to the right-handers. This one out of the strike zone. Once again, Michael Young swinging at a pitch, actually trying to pull that ball. Normally, you see the inside-out swing with a fastball or a pitch inside.
Powell comes up throwing, and Andrus just gets back. He did not slide. He went back standing up.
Derek Barton had to hurry up and get back, caught it, and then reached back. That close of a play. And you're right, no slide, but he wasn't off that far either.
Tampa Bay has added another run. They now lead Seattle 4-1 in the seventh inning. Mariners have lost 7 out of their last 9. One-two pitch. Andrus takes off, and the ball's dribbled out in front. Ziegler picks it up, fires to first in time to get Young. Andrus goes to second with 1 out.
Brad Ziegler very quick in picking up the ball barehanded, and then a very quick throw to first base. Quick off the mound. No submarine throw to first base, as we have talked about. Zig converted to the submarine style pitching, but as a 3/4 release before, and that's how he warms up, and that time it helped him to release the ball quickly to first.
Here's Hamilton. Hamilton does not have a hit tonight, but he's been on base 3 times. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first, walked and scored in the third, walked again in the 5th. Andrus takes off for third, and a swing and a miss by Hamilton, and Andrus is going to get a stolen base.
And that's a big one, too.
Yep.
That's a real big one. Not a lot of attention paid to him, and surprised that Hamilton actually swung at the pitch.
That is stolen base number 9.
Landon Pelly did exactly what you should do with that kind of a jump. Just throw the ball back to the pitcher.
Infield stays back 0-2.
Zig needs a strikeout to keep the runner at third, because any ball put into play set back to the pitcher.
Hamilton rolls over on that one. Pick that back. That's 10 stolen bases for Andrus. He got 2 tonight. Had 33 steals last year. And that ball's hit into left field, a base hit. That's a pretty good job of hitting by Josh Hamilton. If you watch where this pitch is, really not a bad pitch. But he waited and waited and just went the other way.
Well, it's a backdoor slider. And just smart hitting. Maybe even off the plate a little bit, but the slider and Kevin Kuzman off the line, but still found the 5.5 hole. And all of a sudden, a 1-run game.
7-6. Here's Guerrero. Way outside.
Now it's a 1-toe tap, and then strike. It's kind of a timing mechanism for him. Works well.
Guerrero to the right side. Rosales has it to second for one. Pennington on the double play. 4-6-3. And that will do it for the Rangers. They get a run. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. 7-6 A's. Over 100 pitches.
Well, he's not thrown a lot of pitches in the last 3 innings.
Toward left. Hamilton into foul territory. He makes the catch. So 1 out. Eric Chavez retired, but we talked to Eric Chavez about hitting in clutch situations.
You want to stay up the middle as much as you possibly can. Getting to know guys, being around the league, knowing what pitchers want to do, knowing who's hitting behind you, knowing the situation. At the end of the day, you want to gather as much information as you can before you step into the box. But once you step into the box, your game plan should be to take the ball right up the middle.
That soundbite brought to you by Corona. Relax and refresh this May 5th with an ice cold Corona and lime, and keep the spirit of Cinco alive.
9 of the last 10 outs against Feldman have been in the air. And they have not been hard hit balls that have been caught. The fly balls, 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 1 here in the 7th.
Well, after the 2nd inning, you would not have thought there was any way that Feldman would still be pitching in the 7th inning. He scored 5 times in the first 2 innings. But give him a lot of credit. He has retired 10 in a row.
One way to build confidence in your pitcher is to leave him out in these situations, and that's what Ron Washington has done.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. That is strikeout number 4 for Feldman.
Now that two-seamer we saw earlier in the game, this one a very good one on the inside part of the plate.
Number 1, Eric.
It's like a left-hander throwing a cutter inside. Gonzalez did not think it was a strike.
So Rosales 0 for 4. And that'll bring up Eric Patterson.
Looks like Brad Ziegler has the 8th inning. It'll be Kinsler, Murphy, and Smoke, the 3 scheduled hitters. So you might see Andrew Bailey get up also, just as a matter of a possibility. It's 5-0. All of a sudden it's turned to a 1-run game.
Remember last year when we went to Texas for the first time, all the talk was how front office, Nolan Ryan, the guys in charge, said, you know what? Our guys got to pitch deeper into games. Otherwise, we're not going to win. And we saw it last year. I think it's made a big difference for the Rangers pitching staff. So Feldman finishes strong, but he leaves trailing 7-6.
Of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the OaklandAthletics.com shop. Accept no substitutes. How about that? No substitutes.
No.
Only the official.
Do you think that outfit that guy's got on down the left field line is official MLB?
Not authorized by Major League Baseball. You see no logos on there. He is wearing an A's cap, which is okay, but nothing on that hideous outfit is authenticated. It's not approved. Guarantee you he will make some highlight tapes around the country tonight.
Yes, he will. 3 pitches. Kinsler strikes out, and that's the way the top of the 8th starts.
And Bob Garrett got the lefty Jerry Blevins. So he'll face the lefty Murphy, who's been called back, it looks like, but a great pitch by Brad Ziegler. Gives up a run, but finishes very strongly. And turn it over to Jerry Blevins. Speedy oil change. How about that?
Indeed. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. the 8th inning. And he faces the left-handed hitting David Murphy.
I love the low strike zone of Paul Schreiber tonight as Jerry Blevins, his 12th appearance.
Off the end of the bat, Rajay Davis is going to get there. 2 outs. So that'll bring up the switch hitter, Justin Smoke.
And he's going to turn and keep him left-handed instead of, saw the home run last night. Bring Andrew Bailey in.
And when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Bailey coming in.
Now batting, number 12, Justin Smoke.
Bailey's going to get a save. He's going to have to go and get 4 outs. First pitch to Justin Smoke.
It's a curveball, Paul. It's a curveball.
Smoke is 1 for 3. There's a strike down around the knees.
You prefer to get the low strike call, which you just got. I don't think Smoke appreciated that low strike, but it's been pretty consistent, has Paul Schreiber. Stays with that one.
Broken bat. Barton has it. He'll flip to Bailey. Side retired. 3 up, 3 down inning. Bottom of the 8th. Coming up. It's the A's 7 and the Rangers 6.
Say yes to amazing deals on your favorite Toyotas. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, yes. By Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment. Now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley. And by Chevy, with a full lineup of award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Let's look at our McDonald's game summary. 6-7-0 for Texas, 7-10-0 for the Athletics. The A's had a 5-0 lead after 2 innings, but Vladimir Guerrero with a grand slam, 6th of his career. And a big night for Ryan Sweeney, 3 hits and 5 RBI. So that's our McDonald's game summary. Landon Powell will lead it off, and we got a new pitcher. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Chris Ray off to a good start. His first season with the Rangers. He'll face Powell, Davis, and Pennington. First pitch swinging. Powell fouls it back.
Well, you can see he slings the ball.
Chris Ray. It was Chris Ray for Kevin Millwood. Straight up. There's your trade in the offseason.
About $10 million difference in salary, but that's okay. Chris Ray, good reliever, former closer, a fastball slider, split finger fastball. Scott Feldman, 111 pitches, and I'd say grandfather John Wynn very pleased with his grandson's performance tonight on John's 84th birthday.
He finished retiring 12 consecutive hitters. So
11 those with fly balls in the air, outs in the air. That man has been one-man wrecking crew tonight. Vladimir Guerrero. We've seen it too often as he's once again playing in the Western Division, which means you're going to see him a lot. As the A's have seen Vladimir Guerrero the last several years with the Angels.
Shallow left where Hamilton, who's been busy tonight, he's got it. Ray mentioned earlier the Red Sox beat the Angels 5-1 at Fenway. That was a 1-1 game into the 8th inning. But Red Sox scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th. So the struggles for the Angels continues. They are 0-5 on that 10-game trip.
And you know, their starting pitching is too good for that. You figure that they would not have that much of a losing streak, especially with their starting staff.
Santana pitched well tonight, but lost. Lester got the win for the Red Sox. But the Angels coming into tonight, Ray grabs it. But the Angels have the worst ERA in the American League. How do you figure that?
Well, you don't figure. Well, the Angels see their former pitcher, John Lackey, this series. What the pitching matchups are. It's a big offseason signing by the Red Sox, John Lackey. His career before with the Angels.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. Pinheiro versus Lackey. So the guy that left and the guy that sort of signed to replace him, I guess.
A great article in USA Today talking about pitchers changing leagues and how most of them said, I think Jim Ferragosi said it best, if I were a free agent pitcher, I'd definitely sign in the National League.
No question. No question.
Roy Halladay said it specifically whenever he was pitching for the Blue Jays. He said, I'd love to pitch in the National League. And he is now with the Phillies and off to a very good start.
Now the Rays 5 and the Mariners 1 in the top of the 8th inning. The Rays will be here at the Coliseum this weekend. They are 9-1 on the road this year. And the Rays with the best record in baseball. 18-7 coming into tonight. Two and 2 to Cliff Pennington, who is 0 for 3 on the ground. And that will do it. So 15 consecutive ace hitters have been retired, but they hold on to that 7-6 lead as we head to the ninth. Three outs in a one-run game. A7, Rangers 6. Going to face Trainer, Bourbon, and then the top of the order, Elvis Andrus. So Andrew Bailey going after save number 4. Trainer is 0 for 2 with a walk. And now 2 of them. Remember, radio only tomorrow. Colby Lewis, Trevor Cahill is your pitching matchup. 12:35 first pitch from here at the Coliseum. Then the A's with an off day Thursday, and then the Rays. Line drive, and that's a base hit to right field. Looks like a cut fastball that stayed up. And Texas has the leadoff man aboard.
Time now for the deep drive of the game. Of course, we get it to Ryan Sweeney on Scott Feldman in the first inning. Pitch left up in the zone and just over the outside scoreboard. And a 2-run home run, the first for Ryan Sweeney, the first of a big night. He's driven in 5, but right now a 1-run game. Pinch runner for Trainer.
And that's going to be Craig Gentry. So Gentry, the pinch runner at first. Trainer finishes 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. So Bourbon strolls to the plate.
Now batting, 29, Julio Bourbon.
So Julio Bourbon steps in, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 3rd. Struck out in the 5th. Hit a fly ball to center field in the 6th. He bunts. Gentry's going, and he is safe. Just like that, first pitch, Gentry takes off.
But I think it was an element of surprise, there's no doubt. Because he took off, bunt around, squared the bunt, and a throw just a little bit offline.
Close.
Yeah, and a lot of times he's called to getting in on the backside, but Gentry going to the outside of the bag, overslid it, but Pennington showing Joe West that he caught the ball, tagged him, but it's called safe.
So now the tying run at second, nobody out. And Bourbon slices one to left field. The Patterson's there, he's got it.
Wow, where was the bunt there? Boy, I thought for sure he'd be bunting. Of course, trying to hit the ball to the right side, but that is a huge out.
That's, at this point in the game, almost inexcusable. A guy who's probably a pretty good bunter. At least he should be able to get it down.
Well, and then, you know, again, sign is given. Get him over however way you feel you can. There's no way Andrew Batum's going to pitch him inside. Now the A's have to be concerned about a third consecutive bunt by Elvis Andrus, and Ron Washington talking to Bourbon.
It's just low to Andrus. As Ray mentioned, 2 bunt singles for Andrus. He has scored 3 runs in this game. He also walked. To Pennington at short. He looks toward third, throws to first. Gentry slides in safely at third, but now 2 outs. Hard hit ball, but Pennington was right there.
And you have to get the out. That's the second out. You take a chance and go to third and you don't get him, then it's first and third and 1 out. So you take a chance with the best hitter, contact hitter on the team. As Gentry took off on contact, but Cliff Pennington, this boy made the right decision. Because he also took the chance of maybe if he threw,
hit the
he
runner,
might hit him in the back. Exactly.
So here's Michael Young. First pitch, waves at a slider. Young is 1 for 4. He singled in his first at bat tonight. Since then, a strikeout and robbed of a hit by Sweeney. Grounded back to the pitcher. 1 for 4. Toward Pennington. He's got it. Straightens up, and that's the ball game. So Bailey works his way out of the jam in the 9th as the Rangers had a runner on second and nobody out and could not score.
Wow.
So the A's indeed hang on, and I mean hang on. They had a 5-0 lead, and they win it 7-6 to even up this series. They had a game apiece. Rubber game of the series tomorrow afternoon. Ryan Sweeney, the hitting hero. We'll talk with him in just a moment. Don't go away. A's post-game live with Matt Morrison, and Shooty Babbitt is set to start from the studio.